job, buddy. P1 right there.
Alrighty, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a kind of extended break we had here in the No-Toad Racing League. These guys were off last week, and then last night there's some technical difficulties, and last time these ARC guys went live, there's technical difficulties. But we are back live on the YouTube channel tonight, here for the No-Toad Racing Gen 4 series at the Tricky Triangle Pocono. Pocono has 3 very distinctive turns. I'm going to actually bring Ben in here to describe these turns, because he's going to be better at driving it than I will. Where's Mr. Benjamin Nelson at? There he is. Benjamin Professor Nelson, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I brought you down here because you probably out of anyone would be able to explain these turns and which track each turn is closest to. I know turn 3 is more like New Hampshire, but what's turn 2 and turn 1 like in relative to other tracks?
Honestly, I would say turn 1 is a lot like Nashville. I know it's not what it's inspired by, but in terms of the schedule right now, it's a lot like Nashville. Turn 2 is Indianapolis, for sure. That's actually what it's inspired by.
See,
And,
I always took turn 1, it kind of felt like a long Bristol turn to me. But I guess it's not as
I don't
big,
know.
is it?
I think Bristol's way different than that, but I mean, everybody's got their opinion though. But I just think it's a lot. You have to slow down a lot more than you might think. So, turn 3 I think is inspired by Trenton. It's an old track that no one knows, but it's a long flat corner.
So
Turn 2 is actually the key of the track. If you can nail that, you're gonna gain almost a half second.
I was about to ask you, where do you think we're going to see the most problems or the most diciness out there on track tonight?
I think it's going to be exit 2.
Exit 2, huh? That's new.
Yep.
Usually when someone mentions turn 2 at Pocono, they mention the entry getting in there too wide. But you're saying exit, huh?
Yeah, because the people that don't back it up and get a good exit are going to be clashing with people that do charge it in there and don't get a good exit.
All right,
It's
man.
a pretty dangerous section.
One last question, let you get out of here. Last time we went racing, I believe it was New Hampshire. We saw a lot of issues there at New Hampshire. Are we going to see the same issues coming out of turn 3?
I hope not. It's pretty flat, so there's not much banking to catch you, but all I can hope is we just clean it up a little bit. I have faith, though.
All right, man. Good luck tonight. Probably going to talk to you later.
Thank you.
And while we were talking to Mr. Benjamin Nelson, Professor, was out there watching Jaden's qualifying laps. Let's actually pull up the times right now. No one put in a time quite yet. Jaden's on his first lap, getting a little looser off of turn 2. Remember, this is Pocono. There is no turn 4 here. I think somewhere in turn 3 says what turn 4 towards the end of it. No, maybe not on iRacing. No, that's right there. Okay. It's in blue. Anyways, hope you all had a safe 4th of July weekend. Hopefully you guys still have all your digits and all your skin intact. As Kendall Kerr currently with that top time. Grant Fisher, P2. Benjamin Nelson has yet to put it in the lap. I think he's rolling through 3 and... I almost said 3 and 4. See, he turned 3 right now on his first lap. What Nelson can do first time by. First time by, Nelson goes quick time 53.27. What the 21 of Kendall Kerr's up to if he comes out of turn 3 going down the back or front stretch. Cross that line this time by. Does not improve his time, so Kendall Kerr can have to settle for second right now. Another guy out on track that had a decent race last week. Roy Hyde, I believe, finished in the top 3 last time we were out racing. Just waiting for Nelson to win. He's actually struggled quite a bit here in the ARCA series. Here in a bit. Actually, you know, we'll pull it up right now. Let me hide this stuff real quick. We'll pull up the current point standings right now as it stands. Remember, 2 worst races do get dropped as we pull them up. You see Johnny Brugg is leading the way. Has a really good gap, actually. About a 39-point gap over Jaden Construct with those 4 wins. 6 top 5, 6 top 10s. Nelson's struggling a little bit this season. He only got one win so far, but he's still sitting in the top 5. Roy Hyde, uh, top 5 points. Michael Nash struggling a little bit. He's sitting 6. So these guys have 5 races left counting tonight. It should be interesting to see once these races, the worst races, get dropped on who's gonna get that championship. It's gonna be hard to beat Brugg though, because Brugg has had 6 top 5 in 7 races basically, and I think the only time he did not get a top 5 was the one race he did not do. And another guy I want to talk about real quick is this guy right here, Ortega. I remember he first race he came in, he got I think he got 3rd. Well, told me he'd only been iRacing for a couple months, and he is out here qualifying P3 in these ARCA cars. It looks like everyone's kind of putting a lap that's going to put in. I think Corner is still out there. No, qualifying is going to end. We'll go over our starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup, you got Benjamin Nelson getting that pole. Outside of him will be Kendall Kerr. Row 2 will be Ortega and Brugg. Row 3, Grant Fisher and Roy Hyde. Roy Hyde trying to follow up with another top 3 finish here tonight. Row 4, Mitchell Williams and Michael Nash. Row 5, Alex Chase and Jaden Consterk. Row 6, you'll have Mike Rent and Joshua Corner. Going on to row 7, Jimmy T. Evans and John Creeler. Row 8, TJ Warren, Jonathan Absher. Round up the field in row 9, you have Jacob Black and Bart Howick. These guys, oh, whoa, it's not showing laps. Why is it not showing laps? There we go. These guys will have 70 laps a race, and I heard fuel window is about 28 laps. Let me double check on that. Yep, full tank, 28 laps. From what I'm getting in cars, pretty tight in 1 and 2. So right fronts are going to be a key to keeping those things cooled down as much as possible, keeping that tire wear down. I'm just happy for 10th points on 14th. I lead the league and Nelson struggles. No, actually, Dark Lord, he's been doing really good in Cup. I remember the race he did when he was talking to me how he has struggled trying to figure out the strategy in these cars, because these cars are like nothing no one's ever driven before. No one's ever put a 900 horsepower car with this type of aero package on the track and driven on iRacing. So he's struggling, and I think now he's kind of getting a rhythm on pit strategy. I mean, he was 2/10 quicker than the field in qualifying, so he is going to be a hard guy to beat here tonight. Be interesting. 18 cars here tonight. I have never seen these cars race here at Pocono. I do know the ARCA cars are fun here, but with these cars having all that extra horsepower and that little grip they do have, we heard it from Nelson. Turn 2 is gonna be tricky. Do something different. I'm gonna hide the track map tonight. I don't like how big it is. I think it's too much space. Wish my Mr. Co-commentator Mondays was here. Justin. Pace car rolls through turn 3. Nelson and Kerr gonna leave the green here tonight for 70 laps of racing. It could go green all the way. Go to
green.
Rain flag is out. Nelson lead him down that long front stretch going into turn 1. Brugg was a really good restart all over the back bumper of Kendall Kerr as they go into turn 1. Ortega caught sleeping a little bit there, falling back ever so slightly. Danny Constrick already put it 3 wide as they enter turn 1, split in the middle between Michael Nash and Alex Chase. Let's see how these guys handle turn 1 here in the first lap. Keep on Constrick, see how he does. Constrick diving it down low to the inside of Roy Hyde. Constrick making moves already. We're not even completing a lap. He's already up 4 spots as he gets around to Roy Hyde as they go into turn 3. Danny Constrick wasted no time making his way through the field. Can't quite get around the 305. Michael Nash gets a little loose into the wall there. 69 and 4 had a moment he had a catch. Going up to our leader, Mr. Nelson. Nelson with a little bit of a gap over the 98 of Kerr. Brugg in third. Keep an eye on Brugg. Him and Nelson have been having battles all season long in this series. One thing I've loved about broadcasting Gen 4 series is we have had some of the closest finish I have ever seen in iRacing.
Yellow flag is out.
We got a yellow out here on lap 2. Looks like Jacob Black and a 523 had issues. Let's go back and see what happened to him. On the right camera. There it is. Rolling through 1 and I keep saying 1 and 2. Rolling through turn 2. Had to check up a little bit. Oh, and the 772 of Abster just was not able to check up in time. Jacob hitting that inside wall really hard. Go back and watch that from 772's point of view and see what he saw there. Yeah, I don't think he anticipated that checkup. Jacob Black exited that turn really hot. Didn't want to get in the back of the Mike Renson at 44 machine, and Absher was nowhere to go there. Let's see if we have any takers down pit lane. I mean, you get 28 laps on fuel. I don't think anyone would pit. While we're under caution, we talked to Mr. Nelson. Kendall Curry's not in a chat. Go ahead and talk to Mr. Brugg. Johnny Brugg, I think the booth got a copy.
I got you. You got me?
Hey, what's going on, Rocket Man? Fresh off that hard-fought win last night in the Landon Cup Series. Currently running P3. Nelson was 3/10 quicker than qualifying. You think you got anything for him here tonight?
Dude, I've got nothing for him. This is his one of his best tracks. This was his best race, I think, or performance in the Peak Antifreeze
Yeah, I think
season that he ran.
I think when I interviewed him last week, he said he got top 10 here.
So yeah, I'll do what I can, but I don't think I'm gonna put much of a fight. Kendall's also looking really quick. Ortega behind me. There's a lot of quick guys out here, so it's not my best track, not my worst track. We'll just see what we can do. Top 3 would be all right.
I mean, during practice and during these couple laps we had, are you noticing anywhere you might be a little quicker than the two in front of you?
No, I noticed where I might be even a little bit with them, but I haven't quite found out if I'm faster anywhere. Probably won't. But yeah, I'll run behind these guys, see if I can't learn a thing or two.
Hey, Johnny, it's that skinny pedal on the right. Good luck tonight, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot Nelson did mention that. When he was running the Peak Antifreeze Pro Series, which is now called the Coca-Cola iRacing Series, for those who don't know, this was his best finish he had in 2019 when he ran it. So, now that he did mention that, yeah, Nelson is going to be the man to beat here tonight. It is going to take a mistake from Nelson or an offset pit strategy for Brugg or maybe even Kerr to get in front of him. Pace lights on the pace car should turn off this time by, and that they do. I'm gonna line back up 2 by 2. Couple of names to call out. Brugg currently up a spot from where he started. Jaden Construct, he's up 3. Jonathan Absher, he's up 3 as well. As I thought they were going green. They are. Kendall Curse is lagging back a little bit. I'm kind of curious. Let's go check on that 523 of Mr. Jacob Black. Did he get his damage fixed? He's still riding around with a pretty bent up rear end there, so should be interesting to see how much that affects him, if any. Going back to the point standings, Jaden's going to have to really have a good string of finishes here if he wants to close that 39-point gap on Johnny. I'll actually follow Jaden here in his restart. We thought we get a little aggressive last time, but I see he does this time by.
Green flag, green flag.
Like when they come out, Jaden was kind of a slow start there. Didn't quite get on the lap pad as fast as everybody else did. Johnny Brugg looking to the inside of Kendall Kerr going into turn 1. He's going to clear him going into turn 1. Brugg into second. Here comes Ortega looking to the inside of Kendall. Kendall has so much momentum on that outside line, or middle line you can call it, coming out of turn 1. It will pull ahead of Ortega as they go into the tunnel turn, turn 2. To turn 2, everything gets through cleanly this time by. Nelson still leading the way. Brugg right there on his back bumper. Alex Chase getting contended for a position back there in that 54 machine. 16 of Mitchell Williams looking to the inside, and here comes Jonathan Absher in the 772 as well. Quite a few people having a close call with the wall there. Everyone kind of starts single filed out, and they are single filed all the way to the rear. Keep an eye on Brugg. Brugg has really good short run speed when they go places. Mitchell Williams into the outside wall off of turn 1. Going to lose a lot of spots. He is stuck up there. Still stuck up there. Very smart move by Mitchell. Really not even a lot of damage on that car. He just kind of got sucked into that wall. Didn't want to yank it down and collect other people. Loses a lot of spots. Drops all the way back to 16th position. Ooh, a lot of people getting loose out of turn 2, or turn 3, I mean. Oh, 3 or 4 cars I saw getting loose there. Ruggs still right there on that back bumper, trying to find a way around the Mountain Dew 79 machine of Benjamin Nelson. I'll be honest, I don't even know where to pass these cars. I know any other car, I try to usually set up a pass going into turn 1 or turn 2. Turn 3 I usually use as a setup to pass someone. Ruggs starting to fall a little bit back. That gap between him and Nelson starting to increase ever so slightly to come out of turn 3. Here to complete lap 9 of 70. Here goes Ruggs, looking at that's what I was talking about, using turn 3 as a setup. That's what he's going to try to do, looking to the inside of Nelson. Rolling through turn 1. That outside line just gains so much momentum in turn 1, it's hard to pass. I believe we lost corner. No. Oh, he's still out there. Nice in case it's bugged out. Why we do got this decent green flag run going. Go ahead and go over our schedule coming up here in the next week. Nash actually getting a little loose. Oh, Jacob Black really loose coming off of turn 3 all the way in the back. Go back schedule, Cup Series next Sunday. Well, they'll be going live from New Hampshire. Going back to short track racing, I guess we call it. And those next gens, they are a handful there, and that should be an entertaining one. And going to these Gen 4 guys, they go to Legacy Atlanta, not the Super Speedway one. Old Atlanta, where it wears out your tires like no other. I got a good little break between the top 4, really top 3. Everyone's kicking that car sideways. We got a little battle going back here with Michael Nash, Alex Chase, Grant Fisher, and I believe that's the 772 of Absher. It is. So these guys going at it. This is the battle for 7th between these 4. Nash finally able to clear the 12. Alex Chase still looking to that inside. Alex Chase is going to choose to dip back behind 772 of Absher. Absher trying to get a run on corner exit. Can't quite do it. It's going to open door for Alex Chase on the outside. Alex Chase trying to get himself into ninth.
Flag.
Got another yellow out. I hear the smoke. And I saw the 523. Jacob Black, Mitchell Williams, John Creeler all involved in this. Jacob Black having looks like, yep, Jacob Black got loose on the outside, and where's Creeler? There's Creeler in the 99 getting involved. Go back and slow that down here. That one looks like netcode too, but they might have made contact. Here they see Jacob getting a little loose off of turn 2, chasing it down the hill, gets it straightened out. I think they probably would have hit regardless. The 99, Creeler just nowhere to go. Try to find an opening, and that opening closed. See him cutting it down here, and he comes across his nose, and he locked it. Yeah, he locked it down in time. A 3-car pile up here on oh Lord, what lap are we on? Not 12. So that was lap 11. Should see some takers coming up pit lane this time by though. While we're under caution, I'll be right back. All right, as I come back, I see pit lane is a busy place. Everyone coming down pit lane. Everyone should take 4 here. Reggie Nelson win that race off of pit lane. Brugg coming out P2. Kerr coming out 3rd. Ortega in 4th. And Constark in 5th. Speaking of Jaden. Oh, he's deafened. Let's pull Roy down. Mr. Roy, I think in the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, I think if I remember correctly, you're coming off of P3 last week, right?
I don't think I was here for the last week, but the one before that, correct.
New Hampshire. Coming off P3
Yes.
New Hampshire. Currently running 6, man. Having another good solid race. You think you can get it put back together, get another top 3 here tonight?
We're hoping for it. I really like the track. It doesn't have a lot of grip, so it's going to be real handful whenever if we ever get a long run here. So hopefully.
Yeah, I'm noticing it. We didn't get a long green flag run, but I did notice the last couple laps of that everyone's getting really loose. Is that just a tire wear, or is that what you're feeling all run long?
Yeah, tire wear is pretty dramatic. You'll lose a lot over the course of a run, and you lose a majority of it right up front, and then you realize how bad it's getting, then you'll kind of slow it down and pace yourself a little bit.
If you don't mind telling me, what were your right side looking like after that run?
93, 94.
It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be.
No, me neither. I thought it was going to be a little bit worse because she did not want to stick.
All right, man. Good luck the rest of this race, and hopefully she can get another top 3 here tonight.
Thanks, sir.
I'd love to give Jaden talk to Jaden, but Mr. Jaden is deafened and would not be able to hear me. Going off his cards that are involved, so we know the 99 have a lot of damage. You know what Mitchell Williams looks like. Mitchell is, you can already see a little bit of front end. Oh wow, actually a lot of front end damage there. It's definitely gonna slow him down. A lot of aero damage on that 16 machine. Actually, I forgot to say this. I did get verification from him. I think I remember him saying correctly. His dad ran a scheme like that, or his number was like that on his dirt car. So I was right. It was a dirt number. I didn't know it was his dad. We go into another car involved in that wreck. Let's check on Jacob Black. Looks like Jacob may have used his fast repair. The other car involved in 99, but I didn't think the 99 had that much damage to begin with. Green flag is out. Nelson with a really good jump. He'll leave Brugg hanging and have to battle out with Kendall Kerr here. Ortega also looking to get around Brugg, but Brugg looks like he's going to be able to clear Kerr. He is going into turn 1. Go further back in the field. Not seeing a lot of commotion. I'm kind of single filing out pretty quick. Absher had the car that hits outside. That's the 12 of Grant Fisher. He's going to clear him. Alex Chase will be looking to the inside of Mike Rentz. He's going to try to set up an inside pass here. Oh, Mike Rentz gets the turn really hard. He gets 69 going around. Jacob Black involved yet again. That was a really aggressive entry by the 44 of Mike Rentz. I mean, we'll go back. We saw it happen live. We'll go back and watch it. We'll slow it down here. The Alex Chase looking the inside, and Brent just was not anticipating corner to slow down that quickly. As Chase, does he make it through this? No way Chase makes it through this. Oh my gosh. Wow. Let's ride on board here with the 54 Ghost Energy machine of Alex Chase. Wow. Tough break for Jacob Black. Been collected in all 3 cautions so far here tonight. And really only one of his doing. And quite a bit of damage on that front end of that 523 machine. Anyways, going back to Mitchell, who I was talking about before we went back Green Flag Racing. I went back and I verified it. It is his dad's number from when he raced for a team back in 2012. So it wasn't his dad's paint scheme; it was his number. His paint scheme is actually off of Stuart Friesen's 44 modified. So it's Stuart Friesen's paint scheme with his dad's number. Pretty good scheme to be running there, if you ask me. I like when people throw, paint schemes towards their family members that have raced in the past or raced in the present. Well, under caution for the 3rd time here tonight, let's actually pull down the man who barely made it through that wreck. Pull down Mr. Alex Chase. What is going on?
Nothing much except for watching my life flash before my eyes in the race.
I was about to say, first and foremost, man, do I need to get some new diapers down there in pit lane for you? Because, man, what a save that was. Talk us through that wreck and when you realized, oh, I need to turn left or I'm involved in this.
It was scary from the entry because I saw Josh slam on the brakes pretty early, and I knew Mike wasn't going to be able to stop. And then I saw Josh start spinning in front of me, and I was like, uh-oh. I just slammed the brakes, locked one of the tires, and barely saved it.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that replay real quick because I'm almost positive you got really lucky. You did not get screwed over by that transition going into, rolling through turn 2. I'm almost positive you were on the transition while you were saving that car.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I dropped down to the apron, which helped me out a lot.
Okay, no, okay. I thought you were sliding. Okay. You got lucky there because if you'd been a little bit lower, I think that transition would have looped you around.
It probably would have, because I've been losing on the exit of 2 all of practice.
Alright, man. Close call there. Currently sitting in the top 10. You had a decent battle going on. You think you got what it takes to kind of sneak us into the top 5, maybe even top 3?
Top 5 potentially. I don't think I have the pace of, Nelson, Johnny, and, Constark should be up there, too, because he had a great practice as well, but I don't think I have the pace of them, but I might be able to sneak a top 5 out of this.
Alright, man. Good luck the rest of the race, and what a save that was. Put that in the highlight reel.
Thank you.
Third caution here tonight on lap 18 to 70. A little bit more caution than we're used to these guys having. And there's only 18 cars in the field. So that just proves to you how difficult this track is. They should be going green this time by. Nelson and Bragg will lead the field to green yet again. Mr. Kendall Kerr and Ortega, that's going to be your row 2. Row 3 be Jaden and Michael Nash. You heard Alex talk about how Jaden had a good practice. Didn't get a chance to look at practice times, but he definitely made quick work to get into the top 5. He is up 5 spots from where he started. Another good, really high mover is the 772 of Jonathan Abster. He's up 8. And another guy up quite a few spots we haven't talked about at all tonight. That number 6 machine of TJ Warren. He is up 6, cracking himself in the top 10 for the first time here tonight. That's the one thing I want to check. Did Mitchell use his quick repair? No, he's still trying to get all that damage fixed. And it looks like his pit crew banged out the hammer and knocked a couple more dings out. We're actually going to go to our starter cam this time by. Pacer's going to pull off. They have the wait till the restart going, and they're going to go. Nelson with a great restart. I want to see what Jaden does here. Jaden knows he has a fast car. Can he get to the inside of Kendall? No. Kendall shuts the door going into turn 1. He might be able to clear Ortega. Can't quite clear. Ortega's going to get that run on the outside. Side by side they go down the straightaway to turn 2. Door to door into turn 2. Jaden down low. Ortega up top. Ortega getting a little bit loose. Open the door for Conster. Conster into P4. Here goes the 772 of Jonathan Absher. He's looking to get another spot. Ortega's just kind of stuck on the outside line, waiting for a spot to open for him to fall back in line. Absher can't quite clear, but all his battling's allowing Michael Nash to close the door. Michael Nash might be there to take another spot away from Ortega. Nash can go down low. Absher can't quite clear that 761. You have a tuck in line right in front of the nose of Michael Nash. EC still going at it. Looks like Ortega's finally able to get clear from start pulling away. Go further back in the pack. We got any action going on back here. Jacob Black looks like he's finally starting to make some ground up to 13th place. Been struggling all race long. Has a little bit of front end damage possibly still. No, looks like he got all his damage fixed. Jacob Black with a fresh race car out there. Trying to run at 69 a corner. We go back to the battle for 4th. Ortega was able to chase down the 88 machine of Jaden Conster going through turn 2. Ortega just can't quite clear him. Oh. Conster checks up a little bit harder and Ortega thought Ortega had to get hard on that brake pedal. And we've said it multiple times this season, you cannot get on that back bumper of these ARCA cars. He's trying to defend for his life. Looks like Jaden finally got the edge there. Ortega can make up any ground in turn 2. Last time we saw him catch Jaden, it was out of turn 2. And that's what makes this track so tricky. A lot of times you go racing on anything but a road course. You have 2, technically 4 turns that are somewhat identical. I mean, unless you go to a place like Texas or Kentucky, to where the turns are completely different. I mean, you go to Charlotte, Vegas, Kansas, you name it. For the most part, the turns are somewhat the same. Here at Pocono, they're all different. And that's why I asked Brugg where he thinks he might be quicker than these guys, because a lot of the times you'll have someone like Brugg who's quicker on maybe one of the turns or a turn exit or something like that. They would make up ground but lose it back. He says he's lucky to get even with them. Well, to go Jacob Black, and he is up another spot. He's up into P12 now. Up into P12. He's actually up 5 spots from where he started at. Everyone starts spreading it out here. You got the top two starting to pull away from the field. That gap is still only a little over a tenth of a second. Nelson and Brugg going at it. Kendall Kerr back there in P3, just waiting for one of these guys to possibly make a mistake. And back here in fourth and fifth, you got Ortega and Constart still nose to tail with Absher in the picture as well. Let's go ahead and pull up. If this works right. Nope. Pull this up. An idea where Brugg might be a little bit quicker than Nelson around this 3-turn track. I can go over a track tip. I think we'll pull it up real quick. Yeah, sloppy. I won't do that. That's what I want. There we go. Brugg's starting to fall back a little bit. Kendall Kerr starting to close that gap a little bit. Was a little bit slower than Brugg. No, he's a little bit quicker. About 3/100ths quicker last time by than Johnny. He's getting up to almost 200 miles an hour as they enter turn 2. The only thing I love about these Gen 4 cars is they are really quick. I don't know any other car except for maybe IndyCar you put on Pocono, and they get up to 200 miles an hour going into turn 2. Why don't you go to Mr. Benjamin Nelson here, who's putting in the fastest lap. Let's see how fast he gets going into turn 1 here. See on the bottom left hand of your, or right hand of your screen. 195, 96. Yeah, 198 miles an hour, going all the way down to 138-ish as they roll through the center of turn 1. Brugg trying his best to close that gap, but I mean, he just can't get around them. And the other thing here about Pocono you have to talk about is, unless you were like a half a lap behind the leader, you can pit and not go a lap down, which is great because a lot of tracks you pit on, you risk losing a lap, and it's like, well, do I want to run this out or not? Here at Pocono, if you want to pit early, you don't risk going a lap down and have to stay out to get a wave around for a lucky dog or when everyone else pits under caution. You can pit on the green, not lose a lap, and if a caution comes out, you're out there with fresh tires, you don't got to get away from them. Let's go back and check in on that battle we had going for fourth place between Jaden and Ortega, and we go back to Ortega right on that back bumper of that 88 Budweiser machine, shooting it to the outside, aggressive entry into turn 3, shot in a little too hard, gonna have to try to look for a crossover at turn 2, but Jaden has too much momentum as they go down the back stretch, or front stretch. They're gonna go look low here going into turn 1. Danny gonna stick to his racing line, not gonna try to defend it. Ortega rolling through the center really good. Can he get a momentum though? Not quite. These two are going at it. Oh, Concert slipped up at 2. And open up the door for that 761 machine as they go down the straightaway into turn 3. Ortega with that aggressive entry yet again. Gonna slide up the track, open the door up for Constark to gain that position back going down the front stretch. Almost banging doors. Jaden squeezes him in the wall. Ortega gonna lose some ground. Here comes Jonathan Absher looking for the inside of Ortega. Can't quite get it done. Close call there. Almost cuts the nose off. Taking into the wall. They come out of turn 1. Absher trying to get their corner exit. Just can't quite get that power plant. And here comes Michael Nash to the inside of Absher. The one thing I'm noticing about Ortega, and I know he's new to iRacing, is he is sending it into turn 3 way too hard. Oh, there he goes around! Ortega almost loops it, saves it, loses a couple spots. What a save that was by Mr. Ortega. And that's one of the great things here about Pocono is if you lose it off of 3, you have a lot of track to gather that thing back together. After into the wall, out of turn 2, they open the door for Michael Nash to get around to Michael Nash, making his way into the top 5 here tonight. Absher not getting up quite yet. Those two used to run the same paint schemes. They used to run the same scheme Michael Nash has with Ortega, or not Ortega. Absher switched it up finally. They used to be twins, but not no more. Just tuning in, currently we are watching the battle for 5th place between Michael Nash and Jonathan Absher. I'm kind of curious here. Let's check this out real quick. What has been Concert's time compared to Kerr? Yeah, Concert is catching Kerr. It looks like it on the track map. He gained 1.5 or 0.15, a tenth and a half, that first sector. I kind of wish this would go into 3 sectors, but it don't. Sector 2, Kendall Kerr, 2/10 quicker. Your current leader, though, right now, we can kind of watching the action for that 5th place position. Benjamin Nelson that has, I believe, led every lap of this race so far. Brugg started P4. He's up to 2nd. Running about 6/10 off the leader. And then Kendall Kerr, who started outside pole, he's currently running P3. Back here to Alex Chase. Alex Chase and Grant Fisher going at this is for 8th position. Saw Chase get a little bit looser off of turn 3, open the door for Fisher to get to his inside to go down that long front stretch going into turn 1. Fisher's going to look low, but Chase is going to possibly have that run on the outside. They're going to pull even going down the straightaway into the tunnel turn 2. Yeah, the one thing I've noticed, it is so hard to pass on the inside. You got to set up a pass on the outside. Going back to Jaden. Let's see if he's been able to chase down Kerr. Last time by, he was actually 2.7 or 0.27 seconds quicker than Kendall. So Jaden is slowly but surely chasing down that 21 machine. Now the question is he getting chasing down if we have the pit? Let's look at their current stint length. They're on 22 laps as of right now. The fuel window is about 28 laps. We should see drivers starting to come to pit lane within the next 5 laps or so. Fisher and Alex Chase still going at it for 8th position. DJ Warren just got around Roy Hyde. That's for 10th. We'll keep an eye on Jaden here as he's still hunting down that 3rd place machine. Jaden needing some points here tonight. He has to finish ahead of Brugg, and that's what's hurting him right now. It's currently Brugg is 2 spots ahead of him. And even if he can get around this 21 machine, he still has another spot. And that's just 1 point he can make up out of the 39 he's behind. Looks like Michael Nash was finally able to... No, my apologies. Michael Nash has been in front of the 772. TJ Warren, he is on the move. He's now looking to the outside of Grant Fisher. Looks like he's possibly going to get it done here as they exit turn 1. Going to set his sights on that 54 Ghost Energy machine of Alex Chase. TJ's being smart. He's doing odd, but he's going past the inside of it. Say that he's, or the outside. He's going inside now, going into tunnel turn. He can't quite get the stick on those old tires. Gets really loose with corner exit. Fish is going to try to go to the outside. Into the wall, going down the straightaway. TJ Warren is a man on a mission now, trying to run the 654 contactor door bang coming out of turn 3. TJ Warren knows he's faster than 54 and he's tired. He just can't get that pass complete. At the 99, he's moved himself in the top 10. John Creeder back up here. Here he goes again, looking to the inside, going into turn 2. Can't quite get it to work. Alex Chase having to chase it up the track though. Still can't get the pass complete. Here comes Creed. They're going to look to the inside. No, the door gets shut on the 99. TJ Warren shutting the door, and Creed are getting loose corner. Tires smoking out of the car. Alex Chase looking to the outside now. No one has yet to come to pit lane, and they are got to be running on fumes. Lap 26 here on this fuel run. Looks like TJ Warren finally will be able to clear the 54. Alex Chase, he's going to slide right in front of that nose, chasing into the wall. What a battle that was, and that was not for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. That was for P8. You think it was for the race when how hard those guys were battling. That just proves to you how every point matters to all these drivers here in this Gen 4 series. Creeder and Fisher will go at it. Still no takers to pit lane here in lap 40 of 70. Are they trying to stretch it? If they can stretch it to about 42, 43, it's a one-stop race. The question is, can anyone make it that far? And while we were watching all this going on, we missed a pass for third. We'll go back and watch that. Jaden Concert finally able to catch and pass the 21 machine of Kendall Kerr. You know, going into tunnel turn, that was a turn 2 pass, and Jaden made it look easy. Back to Benjamin Nelson in the lead. We haven't talked about this guy in a while. He's been blowing the doors off these guys. All the action happened out back. 2.4 second lead over Rocket Man Johnny Brugg. Another 6 seconds back to Jaden. Actually, let's go keep an eye on this 20 machine of Kendall Kerr. 60 of Michael Nessman catching up, and Kendall Kerr going to take advantage of a mistake made out of turn 2 there by Jaden Concert. Going to look to the inside. Jaden going to possibly look for a crossover there. Doesn't quite have the momentum to do it. Johnny Brugg into the pit lane. Alex chasing the pit lane. Here comes Jaden, Michael, and Absher all to pit lane. Looks like the TJ Warren does here. Looks like TJ Warren is setting up an entry. TJ coming to pit lane. Here comes Jacob Black in as well. Kind of curious if anybody had any penalties. We'll go ahead and pull that up. No black flags yet. Pit lane to busy place. We'll pull up this. We can see who is in pit lane, who's still out on track. Jacob Black overshooting his pits. 79 and Benjamin Nelson with the big lead he had can stay out for a bit, but does he want to? Johnny Brugg will not go a lap down. No, he chooses to come in this time by. Locking those rear tires up. And this is a very tricky pit lane to enter because a lot of times you would think the commitment line is after the wall, like it is a lot of tracks. Here at Pocono, the commitment line is right at the entry of pit lane wall. Oh, Jonathan Absher having issues. Somebody see what happened to Jonathan. Said he crashed. What exactly happened to 772? Having a good run. Oh, what? Oh! Oh! I'm surprised that wasn't a caution. That's a tough break for both Ortega and Absher. Both of them having a top 10 run. And they're not going to be struggling. Ortega not so much. Don't see a lot of damage on that car. And I don't think any damage at all. He actually got a little lucky there. But Absher definitely got the worst of that. No, Creed, they're playing the fuel game. He's still out. Long's really high. They're coming out of turn 3. They're staying out yet another lap. Alex Chase is, I believe, slow on the straightaway. He is. What happened there to the 54 machine? Cold tires. Coming out of turn 3. Loops it around. And once again, yet no caution. Does a pretty good job keeping off the wall and gets it rolling back, but he's going to lose a lot of time because of that self-spin. John Creedler at 99 still leading the way. Here's Roy Hyde looking to the inside. I'm almost curious. These guys are trying to make it all the way, or make it so they can't. Look. If these guys are trying to get it so they can make it all the way, maybe everyone else is short on fuel. They're both coming in this time by. That's going to hand the lead back over to the 79 machine of Benjamin Nelson. Greenflake pissed off they're done, and they were eventful. We saw the 772 and 761 both involved on a mishap coming out of pit lane. And then you saw Alex Chase on cool tire self spin coming out of turn 3, I believe, on his outlap. Really going to spread out the field here. 45 to 70. Not really seeing any battles for position right now. Like Alex Chase going at it with Mike Rentz. That is for position. Alex Chase was running top 10. So he did the spin of Rooney, pulled a Booker T. At least 16 cars on track. Everyone's still on the lead lap. Should we see that yellow flag fly, there would be no lucky dogs. 2 are currently out of the race. Jimmy Evans and Bart Hoek. I don't think Bart ever started the race. Going back to the lead, I'm seeing that delta decrease there a little bit. Johnny Bruggs has closed that gap down to a .18.
Caution, yellow flag.
Alex Chase in the 54 having issues yet again. Brings out the yellow for the 4th time here tonight. Alex, my man. Same thing as earlier. Oh, no, hit the barrel, hit the barrel. Oh! Okay, that hurt. That hurt me. Wow, oh, and he had a toe. That did not, no way that blew the engine. No way. No. Ah, that's a tough break for Alex. Oh, Alex got to be kicking himself right now. Now the question is, okay, hold on. First off, let me figure something out. I want to say these guys had 4 extra sets. They did. Everyone has used 2 here. Pull up the stint window. I mean, they're on 5-lap tires. The question is, knowing this could go green to the end, do we see any takers on pit lane here? Kind of curious. Looks like we do have takers. Brugg coming in. Kendall Kirstein on concert coming in. Michael Nash coming in. Ortega coming in. He has an advantage. He's going to try to get fixed. TJ Warren coming in. Absher's in as well. Top 4 stayed out. Everybody else coming to pit lane. And I gotta know what's going through Nelson's head right here. He talked about in the past how he doesn't know how to quite do pit strategy here. Does he regret not going in? And I know Johnny. Johnny's plan, I guarantee you, was he's going to do what Benjamin didn't. He said that in the past. I was just going to do what Ben didn't. So had Ben came in, I think Johnny would have stayed out. And everyone's like, oh, they've only ran 5 laps. A track like this, those 5 laps could make or break your race. Especially if this goes green to the end. Those 5 laps can make or break your race. But if there's anyone that can pull it off, it is that 79 machine of Benjamin Nelson. But we should go green flag racing. 21 to go. The lights should be coming off here this time by. That they do. They're going to line up 2 by 2. Kendall Kerr back to the outside pole where he started at. Benjamin Nelson has led almost every lap here tonight. Under our 4th caution, actually had a really good green flag stint there. We went green flag racing on lap 19, and we're now 22 to go. So whatever 22 minus 70 is, 58. So a 40 lap run there. No, it wasn't 40 laps. My math is horrible. Don't tell me how long it was. 36 lap run ish. I can't do math. Alrighty, let's strap those belts up. Hopefully for the last time here tonight. Pace car pulls off. Come out of turn 3. Nelson gonna lead him to green here for hopefully the last time here tonight. Get a nice 21 lap green flag run, and off they go. Keep an eye on those guys on fresh tires. First guys on fresh tires is that one machine of Johnny Brugg. Johnny Brugg can make a quick work around Creed. They're 3 wide coming out of turn 1. Sort it out, go back to 2 wide. The Absher does not have anywhere to go. Stuck down low, trying to get something to work. Gonna cross over Constark. TJ Warren getting a little loose there coming out of the corner. You're Jaden. Oh, Jaden gets into Oucher. Michael Nash gets into Jaden. Caution's going to fly. I was just about to say, if you are Jaden, you got to be smart here and save those tires. You know you have speed on the long run. Take a look exactly what happened here. It looks like Apster's checked up a lot more than Jaden thought, and Michael was nowhere to go. Rich, if we ride on board here as a 60 machine, he had no idea they were checking up. I will say this though, Jaden did one hell of a job keeping that car going and not completely looping it. Look how sideways he gets. Look how sideways, and Absher. Look how sideways these guys get, and they're still going. I don't know if that was really a cause for caution. I mean, they both did an amazing job saving that car. Oh, it was an iRacing caution. Wow. We have seen some crazy saves here tonight. Alex Chase having one, both Jaden and Absher having one right there. I forget who it was. Someone had another good one off of turn 3. I think it was Ortega had a good one off of turn 3. Alex Chase still in the pits. I wonder if he used his fast repair earlier. I'm not seeing no damage. Did he just say, I'm not racing no more? No, he has damage still. Under our 5th caution here tonight. Definitely been a entertaining race as all the action been happening back further in the pack as Nelson has kind of took the lead when we went green and really hasn't looked back. The only lap he has not led was when after he had pitted. Other than that, Nelson has led every single lap here tonight. Kind of reminded me of Martin Truex back in the Coca-Cola 600. I believe it was in 2015? 2016? Whichever one is he led him with every lap in. I think he led like 590 something miles that race. Man, no, Chase, you had it, dude. You're running good. It's just those barrels, man. You slam those barrels hard. I take you out of the race, Chase. You don't have a quickie left? Faster payer? Gonna be 17 laps left when we go by green flag racing. Nelson has to keep an eye out on that one machine. Johnny Brugg, the first guy on the 4 fresh tires. Also Absher's on 4 fresh tires as well. He's starting right behind Brugg. Creeler doesn't have 2 old tires either. He has 8 lap old tires, and I believe he pitted the lap right before the caution came out. Or 2 laps before. But Nelson has quite a few guys behind him on a little bit newer tires. That could be a race changer since it goes green. When did you get caught up in another wreck? Man, that's not fast repair worthy. Come on, Alex. Rookie moves. Well, let's pull those straps tight one more time. Nelson will lead us back to green yet again. Pace car pulls off. They gotta wait till that Geico restart zone to go.
Green.
Back to racing here at Pocono. Johnny Brugg right on that back bumper of Kendall Kerr, trying to give him a little bit of a bump going down the straightaway, going into turn 1. Side by side he goes with the 12 of Grant Fisher. We're going to roll that outside. Fisher squeezing him up tight. Absher into the wall. He's going to scatter everyone else behind him. I'm still trying to get around his 12 machine. He believes he's going to do it here on the exit of turn 2. He does, as here comes the 99 of Creeler looking to the inside. Creeler, Absher, possibly trying to go 3 wide after getting loose out of turn 2. Out of turn 3. Wow. I think that's turn 3 already. How about TJ Warren? Haven't really talked about him too much. Talked about a little bit earlier, making his way through the field of old tires. Up 9 spots from where he started in that 7th position. Absher and Creeler still going at it. Oh, concert hard into the wall coming out of turn 1. After looking to the outside, they go into tunnel turn 2. Fisher squeezes him up after getting loose, holding it steady. Clears the 12, and here comes the 99 looking low on Fisher. Michael Nash looking to the outside, trying to get that to work, get around Jaden. He's going to get it done, but nowhere to go. Cuts the nose off the 88, looking low on TJ Warren now. Turn 1, TJ Warren going to look to the outside. Can't quite get it done. Going to look for the runoff here. See him solid the wheel. He's going to get loose and corner exit. Trying to save it. Can't quite get it done. Big pile up on the straightaway. TJ Warren hard into the inside wall. I was watching the tires on that 6 machine. We'll ride on board here with him. You see him fighting and trying to get it collected and couldn't quite get it done. Wow, that was a hard impact. Ooh, that's an even harder one. Go back and watch it from another point of view. See who all was collected in this as we slow this down here out of turn 1. See TJ getting loose. Jaden trying his best to stay out of him, and right there where the contact happened. Goes through the car. Absher involved, not Absher, Ortega involved. Hard impact. Roy Hyde somehow making it through that, I believe. Wow. I want to say Roy in that 305 made it through this. Let's ride behind Mr. Roy here. I mean, I think he might have got a Ghost 4X here. You slow it down, and you do see the back end lift up on Ortega ever so slightly. Pretty sure I got rear chase. Yeah, I just saw it right there. Oops. If you go rear chase here, you see the damage, and then you see it pop back out right there. He might have got a 4X from that, but that's a tough break for TJ. Oh. Actually, pull Mr. TJ down. What is going on, TJ? You got a copy?
I got you. How's it going?
Hey, man, talking through that wreck, you were running strong, had really good long run speed earlier. What happened there?
Went in, got a little loose on entry and in the middle of the turn. Saved it, but a little too much heat in the right rear, so coming off, it started to go around again. I couldn't catch it the second time.
Yeah, I was actually on you when that happened, and I was watching your... I can't see in your cockpit. I was watching your tires. I saw the tires moving back and forth, and I'm sitting there thinking he's going to spin. I mean, you almost had it collected. I think had you not gotten hit by the 88, who really had nowhere to go, you could have had that saved.
Yeah, it was just chain reaction. There was just nowhere to go once we started to go.
Well, man, got to ask you an important question. Do you still got that good old fast repair?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's
so we're going to charge, it looks like, I think, from 15th and see what we can get out of it.
All right, man, good luck. You should have about 11 laps when we go back Green Flag Racing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I collected Jaden. Jaden's needing a good run here tonight. Jaden just had nowhere to go, really, in that whole entire wreck. He did what he could to avoid it. Gonna knock him back all the way to 11th. I think that's the first he's been back this race. But Jaden has his work cut out for him to try to make some points with Johnny. With Johnny running P3, it's gonna be hard to do. And that's what's really gonna come down to. I want to say, I know we still got 4 races after tonight left. I think, well, Jess isn't here tonight. Yeah, I think it's gonna come down between Johnny and Jaden, and Jaden's gonna really have to put together some good finishes. And what's really gonna hurt Jaden here is you got Atlanta, Bristol, Vegas, and then Legacy Daytona. So there's one wild card track left in the whole entire schedule, and Brug's one of those guys where even if we go super speedway racing, he finds a way to get a top 5, if not win the race. I mean, we saw him win the season opener here in the Gen 4 series at Talladega. So a lot of people, when they go super speedway racing, like, oh yeah, let's play if I can make up points. You got someone like Brug who's shown he can win there. I mean, he just won last night in the Atlanta Cup Series. So it's going to be a difficult task. I'm not saying it's impossible. You can make up 39 points in 4 races. It's going to be difficult, though. What Jaden needs to happen here tonight is he needs to make up a lot of spots here in these last 11 laps, and he needs Johnny to have some sort of issue. I'm kind of curious if Johnny has anything for Nelson here. They're going to be starting nose to tail. Last time they did that, Johnny got a really good restart with Benjamin. See what he does this
Green
time
flag,
by.
green flag.
Benjamin gets on that gas pedal. Brugg a little bit slow this time to get on him. Gonna make up that ground going down the straightaway, going into turn 1. Brugg looking low and Kendall Kerr. Brugg able to clear Kendall Kerr. Here comes Abster. Almost contact there between the 21 and 772. EJ Warren trying to make his way back over along with Jaden Conster. Jaden Conster restarted P11. He's already up to 9th. Now looking for 8th. Looking to the inside of Mitchell Williams. Oh, my apologies. Williams was in 9th. Now he's looking to 8th as he looks to the inside of John Creedler in that 99. Jaden trying to make up ground in a hurry. You got to be careful the way he does it. He knows he has a fast car. Oh, and there goes TJ. Woo, what a save that was. Everyone single files it out. Nelson still leading the way. A 4-6 gap over Brugg as they hit the 10 to go marker last time by. That gap still a 4-7, 4-6. Going down the, I guess you can call it the backstretch. I don't know. Still hard broadcasting Pocono sometimes. See Nelson there gains about 4/100ths going into turn 2, coming out that gap of 5.5 as they enter turn 3. We're trying to chase him down. Gus a really good roll through center of turn 3, really good exit, closes that gap to a 4.8. He's in that draft going down this long front stretch. Closing that gap now down to under a 4. And Nelson's so strong out of turn 1. He's going to open that gap back up. Even in the draft, Brugg losing a little bit of ground. Gap back to a 4.5. We saw Brugg lose quite a bit of time here in turn 2 last time by. Like this time Brugg does a little bit better of a job keeping his speed going. Keeps that gap at a 4.8. Hits the wall, though, going down the straightaway, going into turn 3, so we saw Brugg make up a lot of time. But Brugg struggling a little bit here. Collins start getting a little dicey back there. Oh, Michael Nash into the wall. Roy Highspinner, what in the world happened back there? I saw Janie get a little dicey here. Got a little just causing Hyde and Nash, and they kind of got stuck together. Hyde tried turning off of Nash, and into the inside wall he went. I think Hyde was giving him the good friendly finger there, the good thumbs up. We'll call it that. Now the question is, these guys have a decent amount of laps on these tires. Who comes to pit lane? I mean, Pocono is... How long is Pocono? Yeah, okay, it is 2.5 miles long. So it's the same length as Daytona. So we're going to go by Green Flag Racing with 5 to go. That's... I don't know. 7.5 miles. Plenty of time to make up ground. No, wait, I'm way off. That's over 12 miles of racing left. Conster, during that run, he was able to make up 5 spots. Made his way back into P6, and Blue White Green Flag Racing with 5 to go. That is plenty of time for him to make moves and possibly crack himself back into the top 3, where he was running a majority of this race. I just hear someone clutch in. Oh, is Nelson close on fuel? Huh. I don't think he is. Would he be? Oh, he could be. Especially if he comes out of green, white, checkered. Oh. Huh. Well, that changes the game a little bit. If this does come down to green-white checker, it's going to be interesting to see who has enough fuel. They do have 2 green-white checkers, and with pace laps being as long as they are and the strike being as long as it is, very possibly you might see some people having to come to pit lane, and maybe even after the first one. Or if there comes a caution out with 2 to go, we might see people come to pit lane with just under that one. That's interesting. I will say this, I'm almost positive Johnny is probably good on fuel. Same with Absher. Concert's definitely good. Creeler's probably for sure good. Williams is good. All those guys are good on fuel. The guys you can see who have yet to pit for the 4th time, like Nelson and Kerr and Fisher, they might not be good on fuel. They might be cutting it very, very close on fuel. If it comes down to a green-white checkered. Big if. We're about to find out. Pacer's going to pull off. We're going to hit the green flag with 4 to go. Let's buckle them up one more time. Get on that loud
Green,
pedal.
green, green.
Benjamin Nelson leads us back to green here at Pocono. Johnny Brogdon had to put together 4 qualifying laps here, and that's not saying a lot, as we saw Nelson was 2/10 quicker than the whole field, and here was Absher looking low on the 21 of Kendall Kerr. Jaden looking to the outside of Fisher. He's going to get the pass complete. Jaden back into the top 5. Now looking for another spot in the 772. After squeezing Jaden all the way up to that wall. Jaden trying to get the pass complete. Can't quite get it done. After with the aggressive entry. Going to get loose in corner exit. Jaden's going to look low. Jaden getting the run off there. Trying to get that 4th place position back from the 772. I think he's going to get it done in corner exit, but Absher's going to look for the crossover to go down the front stretch. Absher trying to cross him over, can't quite get it done. Absher going to dive it low here going into turn 1. Jaden on the defense. 3 to go this time by, and that battle for the lead is heating up. That gap is now down to a 2-0, now down to a 1-8. Johnny can't quite get it done, not yet. Johnny is quicker out of turn 3, or we've seen him be a lot quicker, where he's been beating Benjamin on the timing. Turn 3, they come get the cross sticks. 2 to go this time by, that gap of 1-7. Benjamin Nelson trying to break the draft going down the front stretch. 1-5 the gap as they go into turn 1 here with 2 to go. We got a scene out of the Indianapolis 500 with them swerving left and right down the straightaways trying to break that draft. Nelson still trying to break that draft, driving all the way down to that yellow line. Going to turn 2. But this is where Nelson being quicker. Nelson might gain a little bit of advantage here. No, Johnny Brugg getting a really good drive off. 1-5 the distance now. Go through turn 3, coming to get that white flag. Does Johnny have anything left to get around the 79 machine of Nelson? Johnny's going to have to get aggressive in the tunnel turn. He's going to have to get a good drive off here out of turn 1. Everyone is swerving. I swear I'm watching Indy 500 right now. Gap a 1-2, a 1-1. Johnny's right there. Can he get draft? A dive bombing it into turn 2. Kendall Kerr a little loose off the corner exit. Brugg all over that back bumper. On turn 2, Johnny's not quite there to set up the pass, but that gap is down to under a tenth as they enter turn 2 here in the last lap. Brugg into the wall hard out of turn 2. Nelson's going to drive away, collect his second win of the season. Can Brugg hold on to second with all that damage he's trying to? Really loose off of turn 3. Here comes Kendall Kerr. Nelson will win. Brugg P2. Kendall comes in third. Collinsburg bounces back from getting involved in the late race wreck. He's going to come across P4. Around at your top 5, Jonathan Absher will get 5th. Okay. I see you down there, Jaden. What a battle that was. Johnny just drove it a little too hard there coming out of turn 2. Man, these two have put on a show. So many races this season. Imagine Nelson's gonna burn it down as I don't know if Ortega meant to do that or what. He's still mad at Absher for something? I don't know what happened there. I ain't worried about it. Benjamin Nelson kind of calling this track home. Went out there and just dominated today. Johnny Brugg with a late race push. Almost got that win. Just couldn't quite get it done. Drove it a little too hard coming off of turn 2. And Nelson gonna park it. Back up a little bit. Be perfect. Back up. And Nelson gonna drive that thing into victory lane. Get himself his second win of the season here in the Gen 4 series. Well, we actually got all the finishers. In Discord already, which is kind of shocking. We will go ahead and start with Mr. Kendall Kerr. What is going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty good, man. Man, what a race that was. Crazy finish at the end. You qualified outside pole. I think you ran in the top 3 most of that race. Man, talk us through that race.
Yeah, I mean, third best car all night. So just happy to bring it home with a podium. You know, you got to keep yourself in position in case, you know, the Rocket and the Professor get together and you take advantage on one of those fluky wins. But no, they were the class of the field all race long. And very impressive win by the 79 out there on old tires, able to hold off Johnny. I know Johnny's tires were aging at the end, but I think he had about 7 laps fresher tires than Ben did there at the end. But yeah, it's a ton of fun. Driver's track for sure.
Yeah, man, you talk about mistakes made by Rocket and Professor like you think it would happen. I mean, you've been doing this series, I think, all season long, and they have been putting on a show week in and week out. Somehow have yet to get involved in a crash together. But came across that line P3. You got any shout-outs? Now it's time to give shout-outs.
No, just shout out to the field. It's always fun to come out here and race with these guys. I know I hadn't been able to make it all season, and definitely didn't get any practice in other than about 5 minutes there. But you know, it's always fun to race around those front runners, especially when you get long, clean racing like we had during that one really, really long run. But just appreciate everybody that runs this league, and appreciate you guys for putting on the broadcast. And I guess one final shout out, I accidentally left my custom paint on for Mason Mitchell's old car that I used to pit crew, and we finished second here in that exact paint scheme before, so I was one position behind him. But he ended up losing to Kyle Larson that day, who failed tech. Appreciate y'all.
My man, congrats. Alright, next let's bring up the Rocket Man, Mr. Johnny Brugg. Man, you were there at the end. You had a shot, overdrove it coming out of 2. Man, did you expect to be anywhere near Nelson coming to the white flag there?
That was intense for sure. I was running my fastest laps of the race, and I took the fastest lap, like lap after lap, and I still wasn't catching Ben really. So, I mean, I gave it my all there. I felt really good on that last lap, and turn 2 just got me. As soon as I got in that wall, I knew it was over. Congratulated Ben on the good win, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was actually thinking you were gonna try to set up a pass coming out of turn 2, and the next thing you know, you're in the wall. So
I think that's part of the. I was gonna try and get a run to his inside out of 2. I backed up my corner a little bit and kind of cut down a little more than I did, and I think that got me. I think that's what got me loose because I put the car on the right rear rather than the right front. Also, Ben kind of went up into the wall too. I think I kind of fouled him up there. He didn't hit it nearly as hard as I did though.
well, man, I mean, you've done 7 races this season. No, yeah, you've done 7, and you finished top 5 in all 7. You have a 39-point lead going into the night. I mean, I don't think there's anyone who would chase you down for that championship.
I wouldn't say that yet. Ben just had a really good point night tonight. He got obviously the win. He definitely had most laps led. He had the extra point for a lap led, and I think the only extra point I'm gonna get is the fastest lap. So it was definitely a really good points day for Ben. Not
Yeah, but
obviously I
he's
can't complain either.
56
But
behind you though, or 54.
I'm never gonna count out the professor. So it's not comfy enough for me.
All right, man. Not the chance to give shout outs, dude.
I just shout out to everybody who's watching, family members, my dad, my girlfriend, and then everyone in NTRL that makes this such a great league. Um, that was a hell of a race tonight. I was glad to be a part of it, and I was glad you got to broadcast it tonight.
All right, man. Congrats on that P2.
Thank you.
All right, next let's bring up to Professor himself, Mr. Benjamin Nelson. Man, first and foremost, I mean, you told me last time we raced that this is kind of your home track. This is the best finish you had in the Peak Antifreeze series, dude. So what a race that was. You go out there and dominate. Talk us through that last lap.
Really, that whole last restart was intense. I knew it was gonna be because I don't know how big the tire advantage was, but it was an advantage a little bit, and
5
I
laps.
was I was driving the crap out of that thing. I couldn't I could not have gone any harder in turn 2 than I did. I hit the wall a little bit, but Johnny hit it way harder than me. But that was it. That was all I could do. If he had any more speed in it, it was it. Like it probably would have been a close finish if he had made it through turn 2, but like I was sweating. That's tough to be at a disadvantage like that. But this track's so much fun. It's so it's risk versus reward at this track. If you, especially in turn 2, if you get it right, you are gone. But if you get it wrong, you're in the wall.
Yeah, and we had talked earlier this season, I think after your last one you had, how what's been biting you in the butt all season long is pit strategy in these cars because it's a new territory for you. You kind of regret with how close that finish was not pitting there on that one caution Brugg did.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's always 2020. I still won, but that was
A
honestly it was
lot
kind of
closer than you wanted it to be.
yeah. It was a lot closer than it could have been, but who's to say? If I had pitted, he might not have pitted, and
I
he
don't think
he
you
might
would
have
have.
been in this. He might have been in the same situation I was. I might not have had enough speed to catch him. I don't know. It would have been interesting to find out, but lo and behold, we're here and I'm in victory lane, so I'll take it for sure. I'll take.
All right, man. Well, next week we head to Hotlanta, and going back to the old version of it with this 900 horsepower. So what do you expect going to happen there?
Lots of wheel spin on the restarts or any start. Um, Honestly, it's just trying not to cook the right sides because you can cook the right front and the right rear there within 2 laps. So you really gotta be disciplined there. I mean, here is the same way, but it's not so much tire wear here. It's just about not hitting the wall at this track. But Sort of like Pocono's like a sort of Darlington hybrid where you have to be so close to the wall to make any speed. But um, Atlanta is going to be a lot of fun. I love that track. It's one of my top three. So I'm very much looking forward to that. But it's going to be hard to manage the trying to save and then pushing because you never know when a yellow is going to come.
That is true. All right, man. Now's the time to give shout-outs if you have any shout-outs to give.
I mean, I have to give a shout out to Johnny for at least trying as hard as he did because you know um when you not everybody hits the wall like that when they have that much skill. Like he was pushing because
Oh, for sure.
he is such a talented driver. I I never see him hit the wall like that. So it's it's cool to be able to bring that out of him. Um it was cool to be able to race that intensely and we had a decent shot at the finish. We didn't have just a caution fest. That was nice too. So shout out to everybody in the field for at least giving us a chance at that.
Well, I mean, you guys have been putting on a show week in and week out. Almost every race you two are together in this series. I mean, we've seen, I think, 2 or 3 finishes under a tenth of a second between you two guys. So I'm kind of curious, how Atlanta and especially Bristol's going to go. Last time I saw you race Bristol, you lapped the whole damn field. I don't see that happening with Johnny.
No, and with this car, I don't think the way that I drive Bristol is gonna work as well. Bristol's never really been my best track. I was pretty surprised that it worked out that way last time I was there, but this car is just a little different how you have to save tires and keep the tires under it. Not even necessarily saving. It's just like the consistent pace throughout the run is different than what I'm used to. So I kind of have to test my limits a little bit, especially at this track. I had to learn when I could push hard, and it's just different than most other cars. But Bristol's tough for that. For me, I have a hard time with that track sometimes. But um, what is it? Bristol and Atlanta is it's same way. I'm a little more comfortable there, but this car is different with the tire wear. So any place that I'm used to driving like a Gen 6 per se, with all the power back in the day, it's not quite the same, but it's a similar feeling. So the feel is there, but you just got to adjust the pace a little bit with this thing.
All right, man. Once again, congratulations on that win, and look forward to see what you can do there at Atlanta next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that will be the broadcast here tonight. Benjamin Nelson collecting that win. Getting it done here. Whoa, shoot. At Pocono, trying to find the right thing to click on. But, trying to pull up the results. They're not pulling up. Anyways, let's do it this way. So, Benjamin Nelson, of course, getting that win. Johnny Broke coming in P2. Kendall Kerr having a good race, coming in third. Jenny Constark up 6 spots. He's coming forward to round out your top 10. Jonathan Abster getting your biggest mover award. He's up 10 spots in 5th. P6 will go to Grant Fisher in that 12 machine. John Creeler having a really good race, coming across P7, up 7 spots from where he started. Alexander Ortega coming across 8th. Mitchell Williams 9th. Roy Hyde to round out your top 10. Mike Rentz in 11th. Jacob Black in 12th. TJ Warren, tough break for him, running top 10. Loops it out of 1. He's going to fall back to 13th. Michael Nash also involved in that wreck. He falls back to 14th. 15th will be Joshua Corner. And around out the field of drivers that finish, Alex Chase will be in 16th place. That will conclude the broadcast tonight. We'll be back live for the Noto Series Racing League, I should say, on Sunday night at New Hampshire. Like I said earlier, that's going to be interesting because I raced there a couple weeks ago, and those next gens, they are loose. That's all it could be with the iRacing setup. So it should be interesting to see how that shakes out as the Cup Series go live racing at New Hampshire. Thank you for everyone that tuned in, and hope you all enjoyed the race. I sure did. Definitely one of the more exciting Pocono races I've seen. And excited to see what happens next week with these guys